I know you haven't seen Step Brothers, but I know what you both have seen, and that's Fast and the Furious 10. Because Fast and the Furious 10 is now officially out, everybody. And I just want to break down some numbers before we get into talking about it just a little bit. So Fast 10 is out. And, as we talked about the other day, we're talking about The Rock. That's a spoiler, but, fuck it. Spoiler, we talked about already. The Rock's in this movie at the very end.
It's not. Saying he's in this movie is like saying Vin Diesel is in Tokyo Drift. It's one half of the scene at the very end. It's an end credit scene.
It's super quick, right?
He's not even in the fucking movie.
Your picture,
The Rock.
From 9. Your picture's not from 10.
Oh, what? Oh, yeah.
That's 2 strikes. No Step Brothers and correcting the photograph? Oh, Lexi.
The movie just came out. Give him a break.
Okay, so let's break this down for 1 second. So opening night, they made $7.5 million, okay? Compare that to the other movies. Let's go to Fast 7 first. That made $15.8 million opening night. Different time before the pandemic. Fast 8, $10.4. Still, different time. During the COVID pandemic, the 9th one actually made 7.1. So this is an increase from that, 7.1 to 7.5. Overall, though, if you look at the numbers right now, they're projecting $60 million this weekend statewide, and then international about $68.7 million, 120. But they're saying that's lowball. It might get up to $256 million this weekend.
We went last night, and there was nobody in the fucking theater.
There was nobody there?
No, we went to a 7:30 showing opening night, and there was
dead.
No one in there. The whole front half of the theater was empty. I didn't look behind us, but
granted, we were at the D-Box theater. I mean, that's the one the movie.
Only 2 rows of it are the D-Box. The whole rest of the theater is regular seats.
Oh, I didn't know that. Then that theater was completely fucking empty because the D-Box.
And even the D-Box seats weren't even fully sold out.
But they were the fullest seats in the theater.
If you're going to see a movie in D-Box, the Wiggly seats,
that's the movie.
Fast and Furious is the movie to do it.
We've been 100%. Seeing them since 8, basically.
I've been seeing them all. I've seen them. It's fun, and the D-Box has got to be a blast seeing them in that too. I've never seen them that way. But break it down, because you both saw this movie. Okay, it's looking like it's going to make a lot of money. Again, as we were talking about the other day, apparently Vin Diesel's in an interview saying that because Universal loved this so much, this one, they're like, can we do one more on top of it? Can it be a trilogy finale? And you're right, that's what he said. And apparently then he walked away from the interviewer being like, it's happening, and he ran away. So apparently there's 2 more coming. They're going to go to 12.
Vin Diesel's like,
I saw that. I saw it, and the interviewer was so she was like, what? And then she's like, wait a second, and she's trying to chase him. Is that confirmed? It's like, yeah, apparently you're going to do 2 more, apparently. I mean, it makes sense if it's doing well. They love it that much.
12 is a better number to end on than 11.
To be fair, Lexi called that shit 3 days ago or 4 days ago.
She did. She said that. And I was like, that's insane. But because
it was better than 9. 10 was better than 9.
So, Rachel, what's your overall thought of it? Do you think that people should go out to see it?
Hold on, quickly. I have a question. I have a question for better than 9. You mean, is 9 the one where they were in fucking space?
Yes.
And John Cena came out of the woodwork as the related to them, but biologically 100%, but looks nothing like them, and it's totally weird. That's the one we're talking about. Yeah, obviously it's better than that. A turd would be better than that. That was ridiculous. 100% ridiculous.
Yeah, that was a step.
9 is the worst
back
one.
for this one.
Of course he is.
In a much bigger role, and honestly, he's really funny in it. John Cena is really fucking funny.
Yeah.
I like him. I just think it was weird.
That's how you do it. Rachel, tell me your thoughts about the movie because you saw it. What do you think about it overall? Should people go see this?
Spoiler-free review. I thought it was fun. I thought it was good. I think they didn't. Okay, so a little bit of a spoiler. The whole story.
That's fine.
Revolves around family. Like every Fast and the Furious movie. And they make a big deal about, Jason Momoa is going after everyone in Vin Diesel's life, but they don't talk about or address the fact that they don't talk about Brian at all. So there's he's brutally going after everybody who's ever helped Vin Diesel, but they don't talk about Brian or Paul Walker at all.
Weird.
And I'm like, you have to at least address it. Just say something off screen. Brian's dealing with this on his own.
Mia's there constantly, the whole movie. Yeah. She's there.
It's there the whole time. So it's ridiculous. They just need to admit that he's dead. Or cast his brother in it or something. It's just getting awkward at this point.
Well, Vin Diesel said actually in an interview saying that Brian will appear before they're done. That he will appear again and wrap up his story. And
he did not appear in this one? He did not appear.
He didn't appear?
No.
We've
got 2 more movies to get him in.
Yeah, 2 more movies to get through.
I know when they were shooting 10 and 11 back to back, and I know that his brother was on set, and so I thought maybe he was going to be in this one, but apparently it's 11 that he's going to be in, which
they didn't address it at all.
No, that's why they're doing 12, because they're gonna have a whole other movie to think about how they incorporate this dead person into the movie.
Awful. Jason Momoa was the best villain they've had in the whole series.
Okay,
he was
I can see
funny.
that.
He was charismatic. He did a really, really good job.
How was Brie Shitbag Larson? Question mark.
Her character was actually really good.
Really?
Bad person, decent character.
Okay.
Very funny.
Lexi, you saw it too.
Funny?
So what are your thoughts? Do you think that people should go see this?
She's in it for maybe 6 minutes total.
Lexi, you saw this. Do you think people should go see this, or you think that are you agree with Rachel on this? It's a good movie. It's good for the Fast and Furious fans, or do you think that it's going to be a stinker?
So, I've been covering these continuously in a row for about a little over a month now, and we've all been burning out on them, and that includes we watched Hobbs and Shaw.
I get it.
And so going into 10, I really I was like, I just want to be done. And it was this thought process. Well, there was this thought process of this is just going to be more of the same kind of thing. So I really wasn't excited going into this, especially after watching 9, because I had to watch 9 directly before going into it because I had my tickets for Thursday. So I was like, I got to knock this one out right now. So I had to watch 9 on Wednesday. I went through it. And I had just done Hobbs and Shaw immediately before that. So we're watching these back to back to back.
That's a lot. That's a lot to do before seeing this movie.
And so going into this,
so furious.
Realized
so furious.
I had this very much I've been watching so much of this that I kind of been eating too much of the same thing. So thinking that I was going into this and going to get more of the same thing, Jason Momoa blew me away. He was excellent. He was really fun. It was the most refreshing, fast villain in a very long time. I wish they had more villains this fun in a while.
You know how you could tell he was a villain that wasn't going to be a good guy, right?
Yeah.
How's that?
Bunch of hair. Wasn't a bald guy.
Right.
Only bald guys
are bad.
Right. But I had the moving seats, which I think the moving seats, they add a lot to the experience. I was I definitely think these are movies that are built for the theater. I think the theater added a lot to it. I was I definitely needed to see this in a movie theater. If I had not seen this in a movie theater, I think it would have diluted the experience. So if you're a Fast fan, I think that going and seeing this in a theater, I think that the way that these movies work and what makes me like them is exactly that 3-year gap, getting one every few years, going out and getting to have one of these every few years and just seeing it in a movie theater. These are exactly what they are. They're movie theater popcorn movies that have very, very limited plots. You go and see it in the moving seats. The moving seats have all kinds of stuff. There's cars. Everything applies very well. So these are exactly what they're meant to be, movie theater experiences. If you want people to go to the movies, these are the kind of movies that you need to make people want to go to the movies. And you need to make theaters like the ones with the moving seats and stuff that create...
And it costs a little bit less for them.
Make an experience, like the 4DX.
Right.
I know.
This is the kind of
This
is the kind of theater experience I want to have, a nonstop thrill ride of whatever. But when I go home with this and I put it in my DVD player, it's the same as Independence Day. When I was a little kid and I saw Independence Day in the theater, I was oh! And I got home with the VHS and I put that shit on my 13-inch television and I was oh! And then you're this is actually a shitty movie. You know what I mean? But watching that in the theater,
it's still a great movie.
But it was the theater experience that really made that what it was. So I think you need to have the theater experience with the Fast movies. So if you're gonna watch this, go now and have the theater experience and really make sure that that's what you do with it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's
that's all this is
when you go home and watch it, because there was some shit in this movie that you're gonna be what?
If you have a D-box in your area, so pay the extra $10 for the wiggly seats.
Yeah,
it's worth it.
I will say the special effects were trash.
Were they really?
They looked 10 years older than they should have been.
There's some bad CG in this for sure. I mean, there's some, obviously they do some really great. They always do the practical great. All of the car effects and crash effects and all that are good.
Oh, yeah.
But the fire effects look like shit, like always in these movies. So
I think it was in the trailer where they have the big ball rolling through Rome and it's on fire. The fire looked like
That's
shit.
how it starts, right? That's how it starts.
Yeah.
Let me ask you though, before we move on here, like, so The Rock, you say he's very quick. How long is the scene? Probably like a minute. And it's probably
a
just
post-credit scene.
It's a post-credit scene.
That's
it's not even an actual scene.
You don't even see his face for
So it's
most
like
of
a
it. He's got a mask
30-second.
on.
Do
Yeah.
you think they shot it like last week and popped it in there?
They could have.
Probably.
They absolutely could have, because it doesn't attach to the rest of the story in any meaningful way.
Yeah.
They don't reference him at all. They the film would not have been changed whatsoever
One
without
bit.
that
You could
1
almost
second shot of his face.
You could almost
Just
use it
setting up.
as a tie-in to Hobbs and Shaw 2.
Absolutely. And I
Yeah.
honestly think that's what they're going to do. I think they're going to make Hobbs and Shaw 2 follow Jason Statham because he kind of dips in the middle of the movie. And then he's going to call up The Rock and they're going to go have
Let's
an
do this.
adventure.
But you don't think The Rock
Which
would
I
come
think would
back
be a
for
great
Fast
way to
11
do that
/ 12?
Like do it like Marvel style where all the movies like are really heavily involved with each other.
That's what Vin wants to do. He wants this universe to expand. Like, why would he not? You know?
Yeah.
It's Fast and Furious. It's his golden baby.
It's expanded. It's just we're going to be on 12 movies in a couple of years. Like it's expanded. It's done it.
Sabrina, you're not going to see this, you're saying, or are you going to go see it this weekend?
No, I'm definitely not going to see it this weekend. What are you, insane? Like I don't know. Lexi made a really good case. Lexi made a really good case for watching it in the theater because I said literally I would never go watch it in the theater. So Lexi,
Go see it.
I don't know. You made that. Usually I'm not very impressionable, but I'm feeling maybe
If you're gonna watch it at
I'm not
all,
sure, but
yeah.
I'm feeling like you sold me on the seats and the theater experience.
Momoa's great. This is like, okay.
And Momoa, yes, and that.
Like,
This
fuck yeah,
movie-
Momoa.
This movie proves my point yet again. Jason Momoa, not a leading man. Terrible leading man, but he is built and designed for villains, secondary
Such a good
characters.
villain.
He is so good at this kind of stuff. Like, he is built for these kind of things. Like, he is so good at that. Like, he was great in Doom.
He's so funny.
He's great at this kind of stuff.
Dude.
He
My
just
question
can't carry
is-
a film. Like, he
Okay.
can't carry films to save his life. So it's like,
Just
when he's
listen,
put as a leading
like-
man, like...
Well, he did really good in Aquaman.
No, he didn't. Aquaman was
Yes, he
trash.
did.
I enjoyed
No.
Aquaman.
That was the highest grossing DC movie, like, you know, and I feel like that
Not
was
saying much.
well deserved. He was kind of I know, but it was still super
You got
successful.
Aquaman.
I really,
and you got
I
Shazam
really
too.
wanted to
That's
like
where we're at.
Aquaman. I really wanted to like Aquaman because it came
he
out
was
like
good.
just.
I
He was
saw
an
it.
angry,
I saw Green
drunk,
Lantern.
turned hero. Like, it was fine.
It was fine. That's exactly what I was saying. It was fine.
I think
I mean,
Lexi,
it's not. I'm not going
I
to go
feel
see
like-
it 17 times, but when I went to the theater, I was like,
It's no
huh,
Step
pleasantly
Brothers for
surprised.
Sabrina.
Well, clearly, I mean, nothing is really, to be clear. Just it's a very high bar at Step Brothers, just so you know. But this, like, I will go. I might go
Zoolander
see
is
it. I
my
might go
Step
see it.
Brothers.
My biggest. Oh wow, then you'll really love Step Brothers because Zoolander is like a 2 in comparison to Step Brothers. So
see it in theater, Ty. See it in theater.
Yeah, Brian, am I right? Is Zoolander a 2 compared to Step Brothers?
Compared to Step Brothers?
Yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10.
He looks
Brian's probably
offended.
gonna give it a 6.
I actually didn't mind Zoolander 2. I know everybody likes to hate on it. I didn't mind it.
No,
I
not
thought it was-
Zoolander 2, just the first one. Just the
Oh,
first
It's
one.
fine.
Oh,
It's
Zoolander
fine.
as well, not 2. As well.
No.
Yeah, okay, from Zoolander. Yeah, Zoolander's great. I think and Step Brothers is right there. It's such an easy comedy.
Which
It's
one's
just-
better?
Fuck my life.
Step Brothers by a million times. This is not even a conversation. I can't with this.
This is hard
I
for
just
me.
said I like
You love
Zoolander. I didn't say fuck Step Brothers.
I didn't
I
say
mean-
fuck Zoolander. I
I'm doing
just said
this.
that
I'm doing
Step
this.
Brothers is better.
This is what I got.
Did I
This
say
is what
fuck
I got.
Zoolander? I may have. I'm not sure.
My favorite comedy is Freddy Got Fingered, so I don't
One more
even have
time.
a
Also love
voice
that.
in
That
the
is
That's a
very
great
fucking
comedy.
funny.
That's amazing.
I
That
love,
movie's
like
so
some
good.
sausage.
That's my favorite
I love
movie.
Freddy Got Fingered.
Oh
I
my
love
God,
that
this is
movie.
Great
so
movie.
good.
Completely different. genre.
I have zero problems with that. But yes, completely. Zoolander and Step Brothers are on par. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Chris
They're in the same
also says
ballpark.
great movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in the same that weird like Freddy Got
Weird
Fingered
comedy.
is a totally different kind of comedy.
That's my kind of that's my kind of stuff.
Yeah, and it's an A+. You hit it out of the park. I
It
totally
does.
agree with you 110%.
It's absurdist. It's not the same
Yeah.
kind of comedy.
That's my
It
kind
isn't.
of
It
thing.
isn't. But I mean, I love it. I love Freddy Got Fingered. I have not seen that movie in so long. When you said that, I was like, oh my God, yes.
I like Grandma's Boy.
Oh my God, me too.
I love Grandma's Boy.
Oh my God,
that'll work in it.
Yeah.
Grandma's Boy is hysterical.
Sweet car bed. Yeah, my grandma, my roommates are gonna get me a CB radio so I could talk to other car beds. I can't.
But I know a bunch of people that are a bunch of computer science majors, and that movie just reminds me of all the people that I grew up with.
Really?
It reminds me of them hard.
Fucking nerds.
Yeah.
It is a very underrated comedy, that movie. Like, I feel like a lot of people haven't seen that, and it is really, really funny.